Yes, it is absolutely true. Around 1910, electric vehicles, EVs, were experiencing a golden age and were incredibly popular, holding a massive share of the early automotive market. In fact, at the turn of the 20th century and into the 1910s, electric cars fiercely competed with steam and gasoline-powered vehicles. In the United States around 1900, roughly 38% of cars were electric, 40% were powered by steam, and only 22% ran on gasoline. Why were they so popular? Electric cars of the 1910 era, like the famous Detroit Electric or Baker Electric, had major advantages over their internal combustion competitors. No crank-start gasoline cars required a dangerous, back-breaking hand crank to start the engine. If the engine backfired, the crank could easily break a driver's arm. Electric cars started instantly with the turn of a key. Quiet and clean, early gas cars were incredibly loud, vibrated violently, and belched black smoke and smelly exhaust. Electric cars were virtually silent and emitted no fumes. No gear shifting. Driving a gas car required complex manual gear synchronization, whereas electric cars were simple, smooth, and single-speed. Because of these traits, they were heavily marketed to urban residents and women. High-profile figures like Thomas Edison, John D. Rockefeller Jr., and Clara Ford, wife of Henry Ford, all drove electric vehicles. Why did they disappear? By the late 1910s and 1920s, the popularity of electric cars sharply declined due to a few rapid industry shifts. The electric starter, 1912, Charles Kettering invented the electric self-starter for gasoline cars, eliminating the dangerous hand crank entirely. The Model T price, Henry Ford perfected assembly line production. By 1912, a gas-powered Ford Model T cost around $650, while a high-quality electric Brougham cost upwards of $2,500 to $3,000. A luxury item. Better infrastructure. As roads expanded between cities, people wanted to travel longer distances. Electric cars were limited to roughly 30 to 60 miles per charge, and rural areas lacked the power grid to recharge them, whereas cheap gasoline became widely available. By the 1930s, the electric car was effectively dead, remaining a niche memory until the modern resurgence nearly a century later.